All right, best products catalog from 1986, 1987. So I guess they only put out a catalog every couple years. For those that don't know, this store called Best, kind of a combination department store, Circuit City kind of thing. Nothing to do with Best Buy. This was from in the 80s. It was called Best, or I guess Best Products. So if you Google it, you'll probably get a bunch of Best Buy hits. I don't think either store had anything to do with the other. But yeah, this store was similar to a department store, but they didn't have clothes. So think of kind of a Circuit City meets a department store. So they had tech, they had electronics, they had furniture, I think. They definitely had toys, video games. So it was a great store. I remember going into Best. Ours was like a 2-story one, and we would always just go straight upstairs, me and my brother, because that's where the toys, video games, cool stuff was. But we'll see. We'll get into this. So this is Best catalog from 1986-87. So hopefully you all remember what was going on, what was cool in 86-87, and hopefully we'll see some of that in here. I already see some cool stuff over here. Look at this, 25-inch TV, $570 back in the 80s. Think about that. Under the cabinet TV. I think my aunt and uncle had one of those. Check out the boombox that does have the CD player. CDs would have been pretty new in 86, 87. Cordless phones. All right, let's get into this. Yeah, this catalog, if you've seen some of my other videos, this one might go a little quicker because they don't have as big a variety of stuff as like a JCPenney or so forth, but they do have a lot of the similar kind of stuff. Looks like they got their order form up front, which is cool. I love these things where they have the different zones where they ship and it's based on weight. Probably need to look at that sometime. It's kind of interesting. I don't know how you'd calculate the weight. Maybe you'd call in, or maybe each one of these things has a weight calculation on it. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of jewelry, so we might flip past some of these pages, but we'll see. And yeah, I think the jewelry was downstairs, and we would just walk right by it as kids. Got some high-end stuff. Got some bracelet for almost $2,000, $17.99. This might be real pearls here. Natural gray cultured pearls. That's pretty cool. Just quick glance, see what that was worth. $800 for a pearl necklace. Your girlfriend would hopefully be happy. It would be interesting to see how these like diamond ring prices compare to modern day. Although some of these, we got a $5,200 ring. Oh, it's on sale for $3,500. 1 carat. And I don't know if the quality of diamonds has changed or not, if they've gotten cheaper or what since then. Yeah, as you can see, tons of jewelry, tons of rings, so we may not linger on those too much. These are pretty wild. That's pretty wild. I wonder how much this one is. 35. Not too bad. 550. Oh, on sale for $379. That thing right there. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, obviously you can go to a jewelry store, but you could go to Best and get a wide variety of jewelry. But like I said, it was essentially a department store kind of place, so they had a lot of other stuff that we'll see in this catalog. Yeah, every kind of ring you can imagine here. I don't know if these are still popular, but I remember a lot of people having those. That heart ring's pretty cool right there. Not too bad, $2.79. Looks like that goose might have a little ruby. Doesn't say. Just says a swan pin. Yeah, some pretty cool jewelry here, though. Alright. Lots of jewelry, earrings, bracelets, necklaces. Looks like maybe necklace with matching earrings. Or I guess they're separate. They got separate numbers there. Here we go. These gotta be ruby. Yeah, all these are rubies. Something cool about the red color. What are these? Sapphire? Yeah. Like a deep blue. Do they still sell sapphires? Pearl stuff. Oh, emeralds. Kind of like the color setting off, but who has money for this kind of stuff? Not me. Some of it does look neat though. I think that's opal. Onyx. I always get those mixed up. Onyx. I don't know why that is. Amethyst. Aquamarine. Got everything, folks. Best had it all. Alright. Might flip through some of these a little quicker. Here's the birthstones. I kind of dig these personalized initials. Alright, how much jewelry what do we have in here? Yeah, see, these are onyx. I don't know. Yeah, ram's head. Got the ropes. Got the bracelets. That elephant's pretty neat. How much is that? Oh, that's cheap. That's like for your high school girlfriend. 29 bucks. Nana #1. Expensive but worth it. It'd be ironic if that was cheapo, and I think it might be because I don't think these are very expensive. Alright, I don't want to bore you with all this jewelry. There will be a lot of other stuff in this catalog, like some silver, which is different. And we got some watches. We got some interesting designs here, though, so don't get too bored. Got the money clip, I think. I guess people don't carry cash anymore, so I guess money clips would be completely useless now. Is there a knife here? Like a special knife? Let's see what it says. Oxidized brass, railroad scene. They do have some different kinds of watches, so we might check out a couple of these watches that catch our eye. There's Mickey. Wonder if they have any swatches, man. So let's take a look and see if they have any swatches. It says Arma. It says a watch, but that's not the swatch, I don't think. Jellies. Some neat designs, though. Anybody ever have the watch where you could see all the guts? Be like clear. Those are kind of trippy. I think that was an 80s thing. Don't see any swatches. Got some stopwatches here and some pocket watches. Looks like it's got a matching pocket knife. Any coaches out there? Any coaches watching? We will have some toys, hopefully some video games. I don't look at these in advance because I want to just kind of discover them with you all. What are these? Oh, they're lighters. They're like fancy lighters. Let's see how much some of these are. Flamex Cavalier. Not too bad. 19 bucks. I mean, it's something that's going to last forever instead of the disposable. You get your refill stuff here. RIP lighters. This is what your aunt would get you for graduation. You never use it. Thought that counts though. Oh, check this out. Yeah, a lot of this stuff I would not look at when I was in the store. Like some fancy silver, or whatever they call it. Yeah, silver plates. Punch bowl. Just be kind of stuff that would get handed down from generation to generation. I don't know if people even buy silver anymore. Maybe they do. I'm not married, so I wouldn't know. There's another goose, I guess. What did I call it? A duck before? Something? Swan? Oh, I called it the wrong thing again. I think it's a swan. Let's see how much these pimped out candlesticks are. 45 bucks. Yeah, it's pretty cool, but don't know if we could swing that. Could probably spend that money on a Transformer, some Transformers toys. Some crystal. Got your whiskey flask. These things are convenient, man. Just take a snort whenever you're out in public. Everybody needs to take a snort every once in a while. Take the edge off. Kind of joking, I don't drink, but ain't nothing wrong with taking a snort. Or as Hemingway called it, taking a quick one. Guys gotta read some Hemingway, man. Alright. Don't see any like Charlie Brown or fun 80s stuff, but maybe we will, maybe we won't. Maybe Best was a little stuffy store, I don't remember. I just remember running upstairs. Yeah, here's the more stuff you'd use every day. Alright, let's just 66, 67 for this whole set. Look at that. You get plates, cups, glasses, silverware, saucers. You'd be set, man. Yeah, I like these. I want a little more everyday utilitarian. Is that the right word? For the people. I like things for the people, man. Check out that cat. That's pretty cool. 25 bucks. Let's see what it's, I mean number 25. Let's see what it says. Royal Doe Black Cat. 14 bucks. Guess it just sit on your desk though. I don't know what purpose it would serve. Here we go. Here's the true tchotchkes. The weird sad clowns. Anybody have a relative that has these? Probably be somewhat creepy, wouldn't it? These are cool though. Look at that. Wonder how much that is. Hakata doll. I can't. The way they have these prices is a little weird. Looks like it's 50 bucks though. Marked down from 64. 64 is probably a made-up price though. Let's be honest. That's how capitalism works, man. That's pretty cool though, because it's not cheapo. Like it's a pretty nice carving with good painting on it. Wouldn't mind having one of those. Probably a collector's item now. And it's hard to see for you all. That dude looks very 80s, man. And I'm there for it. So like every other dude in my high school looked like that. Here we go. We got some Garfield. Some napkin bookends or whatever that is. Salt and chips, salt and pepper. I don't know what it is. Music box. Yeah, this Best was an interesting store. As usual, a lot of the cool stores go out of business. Get your shoe shine kit. Get your back bead things. It's like a super duper adult trapper keeper or something there. All right, I saw some of these in one of the other catalogs I went through. We got our electronic chess, play the computer. Got a globe. How much is the globe? World globe and stand, 90 bucks. Yeah, the globes are not cheap. That's a nice backgammon set. You can't find good backgammon sets now. They're just like insanely expensive. I would love to have one of those. Or you get the one from Walmart. It's like just a board. RIP, high quality stuff that wasn't too expensive. Spice racks. Fancy trash bins, and you just spill stuff on it, so what's the point, you know? But they do look nice. I mean, I guess if you're OCD and you like wiped it down every week or something. Yeah, everybody had some bread keeper things in the 80s, especially like your aunt or whoever. I don't know if that's still a thing. Any bread keeper folks out there? What is it called? Let's see what it says. Bread box. 29 bucks. Remember these salad bowls? If you grew up in the 80s or lived in the 80s, you probably remember somebody had some of the wooden salad bowls. They were cool, man. RIP wooden salad bowls. I'm sure they're still around, but it was more of a ubiquitous thing back then. Kind of cool. Just something different. Corn on the cob tchotchkes. Got a whole rig here. You got your thingies, your plunker things. You're ready for the summer. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff in this catalog, though. Full-blown meat cleaver. If your wife comes home with a meat cleaver, you might ask her, is everything okay? You know, if you've done anything to make her mad lately. High quality set. Let's see how much this one is. 16-piece stainless steel in 1986. 39 bucks, folks. You can get all that. The colander, the little Tupperware tops. 39 bucks. Man. How far we've come. How far we've fallen. Am I right? Can I get an amen? Yeah, these used to be a deal. I don't know if they are anymore. These like clear. I don't know if I want that on my stovetop, but I guess they're fine. I guess they work. Yeah, everybody had one of these tea kettles when they were, especially like the yellow one. They had character to them, though. Am I right? They had character. What is this? I gotta see what this is. 9. Clay baker. Oh, maybe it's like a Dutch oven or whatever they call those things. I don't know. I don't know my way around a kitchen very well. And I thumbed through this really quick. I think all the fun toys are towards the back. Spoiler alert, I think I saw some Thundercats, but we'll see. We'll find out. Microwaves. Probably by 86, 87, pretty much had to have a microwave, man. You can do your Hot Pocket or whatever. Especially if you're a latchkey kid like me and my friends. We were all latchkey kids in the 80s, man. It's all good. We turned out fine. Getting hungry with these stuffed peppers. Now I'm getting real hungry with these waffles. I should have ate something before I started this. Who's got the full four thing toaster deal? Who's got one of those? Huh? Or are you still on the 2 one like I am? Alright, lots of kitchen stuff. The electric knives or whatever. I'll never understand this. Are you doing this at home? I don't know. I always ask too many questions, I guess. Just accept it. Don't ask questions. Just accept it, man. Yeah, coffee makers are still around. Everybody's got one in the office. I never knew anybody that had a popcorn maker, but I see those in all these catalogs I go through from the 80s and 70s. Yeah, these were everybody's grandma had one of these electric can openers. I don't think they make those anymore. They make these weird ones that like cut the top of your can off or something. Everything's weird now, man. Let's be honest. The old, what do you call those? Little hand mixers or whatever. Got every kind of iron you can imagine. They all do the exact same thing. Alright, got some mini fridges, got some little space heaters. Is this kerosene? Let me see. Number 7. Yeah, kerosene. Gotta be careful with those, but they do put out some heat, man. But you gotta be diligent. These like humidifiers. Man, that's a tiny little fridge there. If that's like the mini fridge, look at that thing. Oh, these things will like absorb your cigarette smoke. Check it out, folks. It's a snapshot of the times, man. Let's see. Yeah, they call them clean air machines, but it's, yeah, they would pull it in. Yeah, smoke grabber. They just call it straight out what it is, smoke grabber. That's what they were. Set it by your ashtray. Anybody have a grandma that smoked? That's extra, isn't it? I had a grandma that smoked. The Lady Remington. Did I see that? It flashed in front of my eyes so quick. Maybe it's down here. Yeah, there's a Lady Remington. That was like a status symbol back then, man. Anybody remember that joke from The Simpsons when one of Marge's sister had to go on a date with Grandpa Simpson? And of course the date's not going well. And she says, man, I shaved my legs from the knee down for this. Ladies out there know what I'm talking about. Bath scales, full-blown doctor scales, digital scales. They had it all. Think I'll have clothes on? Yeah, these bathroom setups they weird me out, man, but that's just me. Maybe some weird phobia I have. The Bissell sweeper, they still make those. See, man, they had it all. Vacuums, little fancy lamps, little desk lamps. Traditional house lamps. Check it out. This one got bulbs in the base. I like that. That would put out some light, man. That's what you need. You need something that's going to light the room up when you need it, you know. And you can probably turn it, alternate, just have that on or have them both on. I think these are like not gas, but like oil lamps. Let's see. Any oil lamp users out there? Call it a hurricane lamp, but I'm pretty sure these like have oil in them or something. Yeah, they call them hurricane lamps. Maybe because when you get hit by a hurricane, you don't have electricity, so you gotta use one of these. I don't know. I don't know that lingo. Yeah, check out these clocks. I always get fascinated by these. I don't know what it is. These are like the half grandfathers. Hopefully they'll have some full-blown grandfathers, man. Well, maybe not. Got the old traditional kitchen clocks. That's pretty cool. Moisture resistant. Are you in the bathroom? You need to know what time it is? Like, how much time are you spending in there? I want to eat some fiber, man. If you need a clock for your bathroom, you might want to start eating some Raisin Bran a couple times a week. These little male-piece clocks are pretty cool. So you got that Crayola one. That's pretty neat. You can kind of barely see the clock face. It kind of is camouflaged in there. Of course, we got Garfield. I'm always looking for the alarm clock that I had because everybody had it back in the 80s. All right, got some artist tables. That's pretty cool. Bookshelves. Full-blown things that you'll never get to move because they take up so much space. It's like a hassle to move them. Those glass tables you smash your knee against every time. Don't know why they even make those. They still do. Any knee smashers out there? I think everybody's done that at least once. If you've ever been around with those glass tables. It's like perfect knee height. People are playing some poker over here. These people are more refined. They're playing chess. TV trays. Let's see how much these were. Okay, they're pretty fancy. 99 bucks. All right. Probably the cheap ones over here. That's all we needed. Let's see how much these were. Yeah, still 60, 58. Fireplace rigs. Got to have fireplace rig if you got a fireplace. All right, little clutches or whatever they call these. Any clutch users out there? Show of hands. Shaving kits, full-blown scissor rigs. Cut your toenails 20 different ways over here. All right, so you guys out there, you leave a comment. Are you a bifold or a trifold? The trifolds they get too bulky, man. You got to be bifold. I mean, it's up to you. It's up to your preference. But I feel like the trifold gets too bulky. But maybe you guys don't even carry a wallet. You just stick your credit card in your phone case or whatever you newfangled people do. Everybody had one of these in the 80s, man. Come on now. Should be like 20 bucks. Let's see how much it is. 40. Okay, going a little expensive. Going to grandma's. That's funny. It's like a little lunchbox looking thing. Love the old hard case suitcases. Wish they would bring those back. I bet the airlines doesn't like those or something. I bet there's a reason why we don't have those anymore. Somebody let me know. Look at all this soft crap. Give me those hard cases, man. All right, we got some cool cameras from the 80s. This is all you needed, all in one. It's got the flash. It's got everything built in. Got the autofocus. All price ranges, anywhere from 39 bucks to 189, 190. So you get all, depending on how serious you were about photography. So great. I mean, you had everything you needed right there. You buy your camera, you use it forever. Not like your phone where you get a new one every 5 years or whatever. And then I've talked about this before. In high school, I got into photography. I took the class where you develop your own film and stuff. Had me one of these type of rigs. So awesome. The lenses get expensive though. It comes with like a basic lens, and if you want any of those zoom lenses, they're like hundreds of dollars each, like those things there. But yeah, that's all you need right there. Didn't have a flash though. You'd have to like set something on top, or I guess you can get one of these. Anyway, you guys don't care about cameras. Yeah, I might have had a Pentax. I don't remember which one I had. Yeah, see these extra zoom lenses are super expensive, and then flashes too. So you had to be kind of a serious photographer because it's got the f-stops. You got to use the right kind of film for, whether it's action or sitting still. Kind of fun though. Yeah, there's the Polaroid. That looks like the exact one my dad had. And he bought me one too. Very close to that looking model right there. And if people didn't give a crap, they just get one of these little snap cameras, but they did the job too. R.I.P. pictures. When's the last time you sat down and looked at a photo album? Unless it was like photos from 40 years ago. Every kind of calculator you could imagine. I don't see like the graphing ones though. These look pretty fancy over here. There's a graphing one. Let's see how much it is. $5. Number 5. 64. Yeah, it's pretty expensive for the grapher. Might have to just draw my graphs on the paper. The little rich kids would get that one. Adding machines. Every office had to have one of these. And when you use one of these, you guys might know this if you use a computer keyboard. You almost get muscle memory on where because there's only 10 numbers, so you almost get muscle memory on where the plus, minus, and everything is. And you see those ladies in the office, man, they could do that without even looking. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, if you didn't have Microsoft Excel, that was your Microsoft Excel right there. I'm not even joking. Uh-oh, here we're getting into computer stuff. Check out these floppy drives. All right, now we're talking, folks. 8687, that looks like a smaller floppy, because that looks like the regular floppy right there. Yeah, maybe these weird little smaller floppies. I never knew anything about these. I just knew the big 5 1/4 or whatever it's called. All right, let's see what we got here. We got to linger a little bit. Here's your blank floppies, and your uncle or your friend would copy Zork for you, and on one of these, and you'd be all set. Or Winter Games. Who remembers Winter Games? I can't tell if these are like full-blown computer systems or not. Let me see. Number 15 and 16. Let's see what it says. Magnavox composite. Oh, okay, that's just a monitor. So these are just monitors. Yeah, I guess. No, those are the big floppies, the 5 1/4. Check out the joysticks. Yeah, I hope that's not it for the computer stuff, but maybe it is. Alright, getting into our word processors, they used to call them. Basically, electronic typewriter. Some more globes. Let's see how much these are. Sorry to be like going with my personal preferences, but I'm kind of fascinated by globes. Let's see how much these are. It's not bad, 19 and 30. That's pretty cool. Yeah, if you were fancy, you had one of these phones in the 80s. We had more like one of these right here. I think we finally did get one with like the answer machine built in, but I don't remember when. I think we had more like these type rigs. All kinds of, yeah, here's all the answer machines. I was looking at a catalog and I was surprised how much some of these were. Yeah, these aren't bad for $50. Yeah, but some of them are, 150. Got the dual deck. Like, how many messages are you getting? Maybe if you worked in an office? I don't know. All right, here's the clock radios. I don't see the one I had. That's very close to the one I have, but that's not the one. Oh, mine didn't have a phone in it. Forget that. Okay, all these have built-in phones. That's pretty weird. I never saw one of those. Yeah, all these have built-in phones. All right, we're learning something. I'm learning something. A phone on your... I guess people basically sleep with their phones now, so I guess that's kind of a precursor to that. Here we go. Little tape deck. Wow, that's weird. It's almost like a clock radio with a tape deck. Strange. $30. I never quite understood this, the little boombox, but you can detach the speakers. Little tape recorders. Ah, the sports Walkman. Okay. I don't know. I kind of like the original Walkman because that yellow is not. I don't dig that yellow. I'll take the OG right here. How much is it? Sony Walkman, 26 bucks at best. Yeah, you go to the mall, you go to Best, then you go to the arcade that's right outside the mall and play. You play Karate Champ, or you watch people play Dragon's Lair because it's too hard and you don't know how to play it. Some other Walkmans over here. I think they had a lady Walkman. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, you see the name brands: Emerson, Sharp, Panasonic, Sony. Some of these were, I think most of these were American. I think Emerson and Panasonic were American. RIP, America making anything. It's not our fault. You know, they sold us out. That's the way it goes. Sanyo. GE. Alright, now here are the serious boom boxes right here. The Radio Rahid joints right here. Let's check these out. I had a pretty basic boom box, but you know, some of the kids at school had some of these type deals. Let's see how much this one is. Yeah, 120. It's not too bad because most of them are, some of them are these like 200 bucks. It's like this one comes with a Walkman or something. Yeah, these are almost like mini stereos, as you can see. These were like the true boom boxes. Like, you got one of these, you can't really call it a boom box, even though people do. And these are the all-in-one deals. I had one of these in junior high. Then I upgraded to like the component system, which is what you got to do if you're serious about music. Got to get the components. Yeah, these deals. This is what you got to do when you get serious. He's got Mac Davis on the radio over here. No shame in that. Yeah, here's the CD players, which would have been pretty new in '86. Let's see how much a couple of these are. Wow, kind of pricey. $250, $198, and $270. But they got one for $140, so they got a range of price ranges, which is good. Equalizer. I never got an equalizer. I think that's kind of a gimmick, to be honest. Oh, you got your levels that you can set on your tuner. That's all you need. Speakers. So they got all different sizes, which is interesting. I guess that's what this represents. Oh, I got like replacement deals for the record, for the needle or whatever. I think that's what these are. VCRs. Yep, this was the era. Get your blank tapes. Get your Gold Star or your Sanyo, your GE. Color TVs. What are these? Like some bootleg cable boxes or something? Stereo TV decoder. Synthesizes stereo sound in any television program. That's pretty wild. I never heard of that. Interesting. Guess if you were really into audio, maybe if you had like listened to all the movies and stuff. There we go. Do they have a Casio? I mean, these are all, looks like these are all Casio, but I don't see the one that I had, the little one. Yeah, Best had this kind of stuff. I remember Best having that was interesting, like the more electronic type stuff. Yeah, and everything from the big ones to the little ones. I don't see the tiny one I had, but that would have been a year or two before this. Check out these headphones. Look at this. These guys ready, man. Got all those blank tapes in there. Yeah, I had a couple of these little suitcase deals that would hold your tapes. I had a couple of those. Here's the car stereos. Auto reverse. Who remembers auto reverse? I think all that meant was like when it got to the end, it would automatically start playing the other side. So you wouldn't have to like pull it out. I think they just take. I think the way that works is the tape head just rotates. Don't ask me though. I think that's how it works. CB radios. Betty Bearcat frequency director. Hey, everybody's got their own hobbies, man. No shame in any of it. This guy's got a leaf blower thing that like sucks up the leaves into a bag. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this is all sign of the times. The smoke detectors, they didn't used to be ubiquitous like it is now. These type flashlights, which work like 1,000 times better than the ones they have now. Yeah, I don't remember them having tools in Best, but I guess they did. Full-blown power tools and stuff. Seat covers, okay. Man, this is tacky as it looks too. If you've ever been in a car back in the day that had like the seat covers, it was just as nasty as that looks right there. You know, it's going to absorb everything. It's going to absorb your cigarette smoke, your spilled soda, everything. Yeah, these car covers don't work. They blow off with the slightest breeze, and they never fit properly. Coleman coolers. Okay, they had tents. They had everything, man. I do vaguely remember the tent section. I think it was upstairs near the toys. Transformers. Check this out. It's like a little kid's tent. All right, we got some 80s stuff over here. We're going to linger for just a tad. We got Pound Puppies, sleeping bag. We got the Wuzzles. Who remembers the Wuzzles? I think that's Transformers or GoBots. Let's see. Euro Transformers. That's interesting. And then this thing is like some kind of little mini tent for like you could put it on your living room floor or something and kids could play in it. Then you got a Wuzzle slumber bag. Guys, remember the Wuzzles? I think they were like mashups of different animals. So you had like the elephant that could fly and stuff. There it is. Who remembers the Coleman that took the fuel? See that little thing? And you had to pump it up. See that little thing right there? You grab it, pump it. That's how we did it, man. But hey, in case of the apocalypse, you better have one of those. See, look at all this tech they have. Binoculars, microscopes, telescopes. Okay, I didn't realize they had like hunting rifles and stuff. Yeah, these are like all shotguns over here. Yeah, 12 gauge. Mostly 12 gauge. I don't see any 20 gauges. Yeah, they got everything. They got full-blown rifles. Wow, I don't remember that at all. 223, 270. Not familiar with some of these calibers. 22, of course. It's like a lot of them come with scopes. Alright. Full-blown scope setup. Got all your knives. We got a Rambo knife over here. I don't see one. Got your stone where you can sharpen it with. Your little oil. I don't see a Rambo knife. And these are all BB guns, even though some of them look pretty cool and realistic. That one looks like something that Cobra Commander would carry with him, like one of those. I think that's Cobra Commander's BB gun right there, y'all. Black powder pistol, that sounds like a bad idea. Unless you lived out in the boonies, and then you just, you know, shoot at a tree or something. Check these guys out. They're ready to go hunting, and she's like, what am I doing here? I don't want to be in the woods with these guys. Remember when Long Johns actually worked? And they weren't like the super thin stuff that doesn't even keep you warm? I do. Fishing rods, okay. So they didn't have a Rambo knife. Yeah, that's when you're out fishing. You can like get a little back support. Here we go, darts. There's our croquet set. How about that? Horseshoes. Those are the fun games, man. Nobody plays croquet anymore. Nobody plays horseshoes anymore. They all play that beanbag dumb game, the drunk game. Horseshoes took some skill, man. Get your leaners, you get your ringers, you knock somebody else off their ringer. Lots of strategy involved. And these are racquetball, and these are tennis. Golf. You can see they're saving the best for last. They got the toys in the back. That's how we looked at the gym back then. Got your DP sets. Although that's the only one that says DP. A lot of Weeder or Wider or whatever that guy's name is. You say, oh, look how corny those exercise bikes. Yeah, they didn't cost $2,000 though. You had to get Wi-Fi and, you know, get 24-hour surveillance just to try to get some exercise. Yeah, these are all machines. Full body workout right there. 420. Before you get this one, that one looks a little dangerous. Okay, they got all kinds of exercise stuff. Weights, ankle weights, dumbbells, chin-up bar, sauna suit. All right, here we go. Got some 80s bikes. I don't see any particular. Got this Falcon, Murray, Huffy. Yeah, you'd be cool if you had that Huffy one. Look at those wheels. You'd be cool if you had one of those. Let's see what this one is. Looks like it might be like strawberry shortcake. No, it just says Girl Sweet Thunder. Look at this. They got it all, folks. Strollers. Some rig that looks like your kid could fall out of it pretty easy. We didn't have the safety protocols that we do now. Your kid might fall out of a chair at the dinner table. Care Bears. Night light or something. What's this kid doing? All right, we gotta see what this is. Oh, it's a leash for your kid. Holy crap! They call it a stay close, but let's be honest, that's a leash for your kid, man. That's what that is right there. I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of in the crease. Got a man on a leash. I guess if you're a spaz though, then your kids might have to put, your parents might have to put a leash on you. Got some Big Bird stuff over here. Alright, we're getting close. Got the baby toys. We'll call stuff out when we see it. Like that thing was around for like a couple decades, that little snow cone maker. Mr. Potato Head Family, that's pretty cool. I never saw the whole family. Let's see how much that was. Let's see, Mr. Potato Head Family. $11. Yeah, I never saw more than oh, My Buddy, who remembers that? My Buddy and Me will climb up a tree. Looks like he even had a G.I. Joe, like official branded G.I. Joe outfit, which is pretty wild. Obviously I was a little too old for playing with My Buddy, but if I was a little younger I might have had one of those. Fisher Price rig, that farm rig is pretty cool. Little airport. That's pretty neat. Got like a futuristic one and a traditional one. Golf club set. That's funny. Yeah, we know the C and say or speak and spell or whatever they called. Pound puppies. That's Hello Kitty though. He getting way over the rim, ain't he? She got her fast bag or speed bag, working on her speed so she can beat the bully up. Look at what's his name, Cookie Monster. He's a chair. All right, so these are what the younger kids were riding. Yeah, they got the battery operated 3-wheelers and stuff. See, I was too old for that. We had to do the green machine in my day, but they got the battery operated 3-wheeler, man. Constructs, man. I hope there's some Legos in here, but I bet there isn't. I don't know why that is, but they got some constructs things. Here we go. We got some wrestling. Let's check out these games though. Some game called Go For It. Fancy Scrabble game. Bed bugs. Pig pong. Anybody ever play pig pong? Looks pretty funny. Oh, this is like a Rock'em Sock'em type deal. That's pretty cool. Let's see what this is. Looks like these are like legit little figures with a wrestling ring and a cage match and everything. Let's see what it says. Official AWA. I don't know what that means because that's like Hulk Hogan, I think. Wrestling ring. And then it's got the tag team set. Includes 2 figures and 2 belts. So that must be these 2 guys. Yeah, I think that's Ric Flair. I don't know what the AOWA is. And then the steel cage match. Doesn't really say if it comes with. Looks like it comes with some dudes though. Ah, here we go, folks. You're gonna see my biases coming in now. Laser tag. But here we go. 86, 87. We're gonna linger on this. So we got some Rambo toys. I'll give a little props to that, but come on, we got the aircraft carrier here. What was it? USS Flag. We got that jet. We got the Cobra jet. We got that Tomahawk helicopter thing. We got the Terror Dome. Check this out. Yeah, if you were alive in 86, 87, this was you right here. We got Lady J kicking it on the USS Flag up there. Let's read some of these. Looks like it starts with 17. And then we'll check out the Rambo stuff too. I never even really was aware of the Rambo stuff, but they look pretty cool. We got some knockoff Storm Shadow dude. All right, let's see what we got. G.I. Joe. Tomahawk helicopter, $15. Aircraft carrier, 120, folks. That thing was huge. It was like 7 foot long. At least about 6 foot long. Night Raven, that's that Cobra thing, 21. And I guess this is called the Conquest, which is a pretty cool looking jet. Havoc. Sergeant Slaughter's Triple T vehicle. That's a little thing right there. It's only $8. Terradrome's 58. That's your Cobra base, man. You got to have a base for Cobra. Yeah, they're not naming all these little dudes, but I see Quick Kick. I see Roadblock. I called out Lady J. I see Shipwreck. I see Dr. Mindbender. I see one of the Crimson Guard. Come on, folks. You know all these off the top of your head like I do. I see the Dreadnoks over here. Their vehicle is cool. It's like a scrapper looking thing. Let's see what it says. Number 23. Thunder Machine, they call it. Dreadnought figures sold separately. Yeah, it looks like you could get the figures because it has 287, but it doesn't really list them individually. Alright, I'm almost tempted to skip the Rambo stuff, but let's check out this goofy Rambo stuff. Looks like they're bigger scale. Looks like they're more like A-Team scale. Got a Frogman. I guess some of these guys are Rambo's buddies, because I know he can't fight all these guys. Rambo motorized RPG rocket water. That motorcycle's pretty cool though. It's like a trike, but it's got like gold rims. Looks like he's got a female up here with a grappling hook. I don't know if they have their names though. Yeah, Super Trooper. Rambo one-man assault jet. I like the sound of that. I like that little tower. Alright, we're not done, folks. We got Transformers. We got Mask. We got to give a little credit to Mask. They were cool. I don't know about Centurions, but hey, your mileage might vary. Let's save the best for last. Let's check out these Centurions. I don't know what the deal is with these guys. I vaguely remember like the cartoon. Mask was kind of cool. They kind of transformed, but yet they were kind of like G.I. Joe. They got like little figures, little dudes. It was a weird kind of rip-off of both. But you can see like that Vans trip, and the cartoon was pretty good. Karate Kid. And dude, that's his yeah, that's good. Karate Kid and his arch nemesis and the coach, it looks like. That's pretty cool. And we got some weird Chuck Norris stuff. Robotech. I bet there's some enthusiasts that be into that. Let's see what this number 9 is. Robotech Zenturdi Officer's Battle Pod. But yeah, that's a cool looking, almost looks like that thing from Aliens. And then they got some kind of ship. Robotech Veritech Fighter. Karate Kid Competition Center, though. That's pretty cool. Let's check out these Transformers, man. Got some kind of space shuttle looking dude. Oh, he lands on that and that thing transforms into like a leopard or something. This kind of looks like Grimlock, but it's not. I think this is one of those big ones where you combine a bunch. That dude looks pretty cool with the sword. Is that the microscope guy? My Transformer knowledge is not what it should be. You can see that the G.I. Joe stuff, I was calling it out. Let's see what some of these guys are. Autobot Ultra Magnus. I think that's the space shuttle. Decepticon Tripticon is number 2. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Astro Major. Okay. Yeah, this guy's a Decepticon. Okay. I didn't know that. Galvatron Laser Cannon. That's this dude. Oh, this guy turned into a rhino? That's pretty cool. Let's see what it says. Predacon. These are high quality toys, man. The ones they make now, they'll break when you try to transform them. I'm not even joking. These things were high quality. Let's see what number 5 is. Special Team Large Vehicle. Choose from several vehicles. That's pretty cool. At least they're giving you things to choose from. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Transformers. They had the big ones, they had the little ones. So like if you couldn't afford this dude, you could get a couple of these. They still be fun. They still be awesome. You put the little decals on, you know, with Decepticon or Autobot decal. That's awesome. We're not done though. He-Man. Come on now. Thundercats. After that, we're probably done because I mean, Hot Wheels has kind of been the same forever. Oh, that's pretty cool setup there. Let's check out the Thundercats. Looks like it's got all the main characters that we know and love. I had just gotten a little too old to get Thundercats. I had some He-Man, and the Thundercats are the same scale. Unfortunately, I never got any of those. And I'm seeing some cool looking ones. I don't see my girl Chitara, though. Let's see what they got. They got the base. Oh, that dude was neat. The designs for the Thundercats, like whoever did the designs for the cartoons, was pretty genius. All right, we got Thundercats base, Thundercat layer for $49. Yeah, they don't even say the figure names. They just say choose from a variety of figures for $497. Lion-O, Mumra. Yeah, Mum-Ra, he's transformed there. That dude looks wild, though. I wonder who he is. Mutant Sky Cutter. That's that thing. That's one of the mutants. I'm telling you, the designs for those are so cool. Thunder Tank. That's a great name. Yeah, that's about it. I don't see my girl Chitara. And they got a good variety. They got Hordak up there. What was her name? Evil Lyn, Tila. Oh, that's a dude. You can see the inside of them. Again, they don't have all the names listed here. Got Man-at-Arms. Got that Falcon dude. I had him. I guess I got a couple. Yeah, they got the chromed out He-Man and then the original. It looks like this Skeletor is different. He's got some big claw. They got that Moss Man guy. And this dude looks like he's got fur all over him. I can't see I don't doubt they have his name here. Got that Bumblebee dude. I got the kind of the first wave of He-Man, so I don't know all these second wave ones. Like I never saw this playset with this crazy snake, and I didn't realize they made a little what's his name figure. Let's see if they describe any of them. Thunder Tank, they call it. Slime Pits playset, Evil Horde Monstroid. I think that's what this is. That Hordak was such a cool design. The Fright Zone, Laser Bolt vehicle. Yeah, they don't have the names of all the figures, unfortunately. Like this guy looks wild. Looks like he's got rocks on him or something. Yeah, that's awesome. I wish they had all the figures listed. Guess the kids would know. They would know exactly which one they want. They could write it into the thing. Yeah, here's your RC robots, your RC stuff. It's all kind of let down now. That Miami Vice is pretty cool, though. Midnight Express. That's a nice Corvette right there. Alright, we still got some Tonka. Power Machines. Yeah, I kind of remember that. And the Animal. Yeah, these would have like claws in the wheels. Check those out. But they would go over terrain because of that. So it sounds silly, but they would like go over rocks and stuff. You can find commercials for those. I think those things would like pop out of the wheels. I don't think they were permanently out. Yeah, look at Tonka that's trying to compete with G.I. Joe. Look at this. They got little dudes in there. Everybody's trying to compete with G.I. Joe, man. G.I. Joe was the gold standard. Your parents got you some knockoff Tonka stuff. You'd be like, nah, let's go back to best. Barbie and Ken. It's like Barbie's got some competition. Barbie's got a pink three-wheeler. Three-wheelers were huge in the 80s. I think they've pretty much phased them out because they tip over so easily. But in the 80s, you wanted a three-wheeler, not a four-wheeler. It's a pretty good, pretty cool house. I wonder how much it is. I can't tell. They got 14 and 15. Oh, furniture sold separately. Let's see what it says. Glamour House is 47, and then if you want furniture, you got to pony up 19 more. Furniture makes it though. Looks like Barbie's got some kids over here. Got a pretty disturbing looking dog. Oh, what is this? Oh, Jim. Huh. Wow, I never saw those. Why do they all look like they're half bald? Here we go. This is She-Ra. I don't know why they put her separate because Hordak was her villain. But yeah, here's some She-Ra stuff. Basically goes with He-Man. See, she's got her Cringer type deal there. Power Princess? Pretty sure that's She-Ra. Unless I'm off on that. These faces on these dolls are pretty disturbing, almost lifelike. I don't see any Cabbage Patch though. Here we go. Corn So Kids. Yeah, I think those were the same company that did Cabbage Patch. Fur Skins. Yeah, I think it was the same company. I could be wrong, but I think we've got our Cabbage Patch over here. Those clown ones are pretty weird. And you have your Corn Silk Kids. I don't know the whole lineage. And we got Young Astronauts over here. Oh man, they're faking the moon landing. Look at them. All right, we got our My Little Pony. Sweet Secrets. Leon Neon. I lived in the 80s. That was not a thing. I don't know what they're doing there. Nobody was doing that. The Puffalumps. The Popples. I remember the Popples. Some of these are probably things they tried that didn't catch on. They were trying it all in the 80s, man. We got our Gummy Bears. How great is that? I never saw those. I just saw the cartoon. Grumpy Gummy. Tummy Gummy. Cubby. That was a great cartoon. We're almost to the end, folks. I got an adrenaline rush from the G.I. Joes and the Thundercats. Yeah, everybody had a speak and spell. Somebody, you knew somebody that had one. Ooh, they saving Teddy Ruxpin till the end. Smarty Bear. Yeah, Teddy Ruxpin. I vaguely remember that. I don't remember this stuff here. And that's it, folks. That is Best. I think they went out of business in the early 90s or late 80s, but this is the one from 86, 87. Thanks for going through it with me. See you around.